Yo, I'm JBlanked, the creator of the Picoware custom firmware. This right here is the Clockwork Pi PicoCalc. Out of the box, it's a fantastic retro calculator that can even run a little Basic. And that's cool, but when I first saw this hardware, I knew that underneath the retro vibe, there was a powerful, modern pocket computer just waiting to be unlocked. The device started as a simple calculator, but I've just installed my new Picoware firmware on it. Now it's a completely different machine. It's the pocket computer I envisioned, and you can program it with Python. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. We're going to turn this from a device that just gives you answers into a tool that helps you ask totally new questions. Stick around. By the end of this, you'll have a Python-powered computer in the palm of your hand. Alright, let's start at the beginning. This is the stock PicoCalc. It's a great piece of kit with its awesome mechanical keyboard and that sharp color screen. By default, it boots into a basic interpreter, which is fun for a bit, but I wanted more. I wanted Python. To make that happen, we need to flash Picoware. Picoware is my open source project designed to totally revamp the PicoCalc, adding a graphical user interface, a bunch of apps, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and most importantly, MicroPython support. So what do you need? Not much, just your PicoCalc, a computer, and a micro USB cable that can handle data, not just a charging cable. Now, here's a critical detail. For flashing the firmware, you have to use the micro USB port on the Raspberry Pi Pico itself, which you can see through the vents on the back. The USB-C port is mainly for charging and updating keyboard firmware and won't work for this. It's a very common mistake that can be frustrating, so make sure you're plugging it into the right spot. First, you need to download the right Picoware UF2 file from my GitHub page. I've put a link in the description below. Now, it's really important to grab the file that matches your hardware. While the PicoCalc ships with a standard Raspberry Pi Pico, the PicoCalc is designed to be upgrade friendly, so many users swap in a Pico W or even a newer Pico 2W to get Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Each of these boards needs its own firmware file, so double check which board is actually inside your PicoCalc before you download. To download, just click on the file and then click Download Raw File. Now, with the file downloaded, it's time for the magic. Here's how it works step by step. First, make sure your PicoCalc is all the way off. Second, find the bootloader button. This is a custom case that I reviewed a few weeks back, but on a normal case, you can also access the button through the vents on the back. There's a tiny white button on the Pico. That's the boot select button. Third, grab a toothpick or something, or even just your fingernail, and press and hold that boot select button. Fourth, while you're still holding the button, plug the micro USB cable into the Pico and then connect it to your computer. The second you do that, your computer should see a new drive pop up. It will usually be named RPI-RP2 if you're on a Pico or Pico W, though on newer models like the Pico 2W or Pico 2, it might appear as RP2350. Once you see that drive, you can let go of the boot select button. Finally, just find that Picoware UF2 file you just downloaded and drag it onto the drive. Then the file will copy over in a few seconds, and as soon as it's done, the drive will eject itself and the PicoCalc will reboot. And that is literally it. You did it. You flashed my custom firmware into your PicoCalc. When you power it on, the old Basic prompt will be gone, replaced by my new Picoware boot screen, your gateway to a much more powerful device. Now that Picoware is installed, the real fun begins. We've turned our calculator into a pocket computer, and it's time to start programming. I highly recommend Thonny, a fantastic beginner-friendly Python editor that's pretty much the standard for MicroPython. If you don't have it, just search for Thonny IDE and grab the free download for your system. With the PicoCalc rebooted, plug in your micro USB cable. This time, do not hold the boot select button. Open up Thonny and head to the bottom right corner of the window. Click on the interpreter button and pick MicroPython Raspberry Pi Pico. Thonny will connect to your PicoCalc and you'll see the MicroPython repo, which is a live interactive Python prompt running right on your device. Go up and click stop. And now let's write our first script. We can't go wrong with a classic hello world. So in the top editor window in Thonny, type this: print hello PicoCalc. Now just click the run button in Thonny. You'll see Hello World PicoCalc appear in the console at the bottom. This is the repo, and you're running Python code live on the device. But notice we didn't see this on the PicoCalc's screen. That's because the print function sends its output back over the USB connection to Thonny's console. To actually draw on this beautiful screen, you have to use the special libraries I built for Picoware. This is where we get into real Python magic. Let's write a new script that actually does something with the hardware. We'll make a simple program that puts text on the screen and changes it when we press a button. Okay, let's start. First, import time. And now let's get some classes from Picoware. Draw, import draw from Picoware.system.colors, import TFT white and TFT black from Picoware.system.vector, import vector from Picoware.system.input, input, and system import buttons. Okay, so that's all the imports that we need. Now we're going to set up the display in input. So set up the display input. We'll say display equals raw and input equals input. And here we'll say imp equals input. Okay, first let's clear the screen to black and add our text. Clear the screen to black and add our text. So display dot fill screen TFT black, display dot text, and we'll first set the position. Let's set it at 110, 150. Okay. Now we're going to loop and check for input. And here we'll change the display once the A button is pressed. Our text, position, color, and then swap. Now pause for 2 seconds. And then we can break. Exit the loop. And now we're just going to clear the screen one last time at the end. And display dot fill screen with black. And then swap. Okay, let me zoom out so we can see all of this. There we go. Now let me explain. So what's this code doing? We start by importing our module. Time lets us create delays. From the Picoware libraries, I've provided draw, vector, and our color constants for the screen. Crucially, we also import the input class to handle the keyboard and the buttons module, which contains constants for each key. I created two main objects for you to use. Display equals draw to control the screen, and imp equals input to manage the keyboard. Display.fillScreen TFT black fills the whole screen with black, and display.text draws our text, taking a vector for the x and y coordinates, the text itself, and the color as arguments. After we've told it to draw, display.swap is the function that actually pushes the update to the physical screen. Then we hit the while true loop. Inside the loop, imp.run checks the keyboard state, and imp.get last input retrieves which key was just pressed. We check if that button is buttons.button A. When it is, it clears the screen and draws our Python magic text, pushes it to the display, waits for 2 seconds, and then breaks out of the loop. Now go up and click run. Look at your PicoCalc. You should see press A on the screen. Go ahead and press A on the keyboard. And boom, Python magic. You've just written a Python script that directly controls the hardware on your pocket computer. Now, this is just for live testing. If you've unplugged the device, the script would be gone. I'm also building a system into Picoware for creating and adding your own persistent apps. In a future video, I'll show you how to package your code so you can launch it right from the GUI. But for today, we've proven we have full Python control. So think about what we just did. In just a few minutes, we went from a simple offline calculator to a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connected Python programmable pocket computer. We took a device with a fixed purpose and gave it limitless potential I envisioned for it. This is what the maker spirit is all about, taking cool hardware and making it totally yours. And what we've done here is just scratching the surface. With full Python control, what else could you do? With a Pico W model, you could use the Wi-Fi to fetch live data from the internet. You could build a tiny weather station, a password manager, or even simple games. Picoware itself comes with a bunch of other apps and tools I've included to make the PicoCalc a really versatile little gadget. For those who want to go even further, there's one more step: updating the keyboard firmware. The keyboard has its own separate controller and STM32 chip that manages the keys, the backlight, and battery status. Flashing its firmware unlocks even deeper customization, like controlling that backlight right from your Python scripts. It's a bit more involved. You have to flip a dip switch inside the case and use a tool called STM32Cube Programmer, but it gives you full control over every piece of the hardware directly. Today we took a beautiful piece of retro hardware and gave it the power of modern code with Picoware. We installed the custom firmware and wrote our very own Python script to control it. You now have a powerful pocket-sized Python device ready for whatever project you can dream up. The journey from a locked down calculator to an open pocket computer is complete. The best part is that Picoware is my free open source project and there's an active community building around it. I put the link to my GitHub repo with all the files and guides down in the description. You can download it and try this yourself right now. I'm always thinking about the next features to add to Picoware, but I want to hear from you. What would you build with a Python-powered pocket computer? Let me know your wildest ideas in the comments below. And if this guide was helpful and you want to see more projects like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. I'm JBlanked. Thanks for watching. Peace.